Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing some products that I have been loving over the last month. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with a primer that I actually fell in love with months ago and kind of forgot about, and started using it again this month and fell right back in love with it. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. So basically you can use this before you put your makeup on or after you put your makeup on, or just throughout the day to like refresh your makeup. But the cool thing about this versus like something like the MAC Fix Plus, which I love, don't get me wrong, but this actually like grabs onto your makeup. So when I spritz this on my face before I go to apply my foundation, it like grabs my foundation and locks it in place, but it also like really hydrates my skin. So I've really been loving this again. I actually ran to the store yesterday and bought a new one because I was like almost out of this one, and they didn't have the big size, which I was kind of bummed out about because I really wanted, you know, like the bigger version of it, but my Ulta didn't have it. But I didn't want to wait and order it online because I just really wanted it because I've been loving it so much. I just love the way that my makeup looks with it on too. And I actually wore my makeup to the gym the other day, which I normally never do. I always like wash my face before I go to the gym, but I just didn't have time because we only had an hour to work out before the gym closed. And I had this primer on and it lasted. My makeup did not budge through my workout. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is just like a really great like multitask product, like no matter what you want to use it for. I really like to use it before I apply my foundation, and then I actually go in with another primer, like, you know, in areas that I need, like pore minimizing, things like that. But all around, I just feel like this is a really great product, and I'm really glad that I discovered it again because I don't even know how I went so long without using it. And then the foundation that I've been loving, I just did a video on. This is the Maybelline Dream Cushion Foundation. The reason why I've been loving this so much is just because it is so convenient. I can just literally pop it open, dip my beauty sponge in it, and then apply it to my face, and it gives me a full coverage application that's more dewy, and it just makes my skin look really good, and it'll last me a full work day. So that is why I've been loving this so much. I do have an in-depth video on it where I demo it out for you guys, so I'll link that down below in case you haven't seen it or you want to check it out, but definitely been loving this. The shade that I wear is Warm Nude. Then I do want to give an honorable mention to another foundation just because I've been using this probably like over the last week and a half. When I actually first bought this, I would say, I don't know, I think it was at the beginning of January, and I was testing it out. I did not like it at all. But I noticed that I was first of all using way too much product. I was just going in and putting a bunch of stripes everywhere, which with this foundation, less is definitely more. But I also realized that I needed to be using a primer with it. I couldn't go in just with my bare skin. So that is when I started using this Photo Finish Primer Water in conjunction with this foundation, and oh my gosh, I love it. So I do plan on doing like a full review on this foundation so you guys can see how it goes on and everything, because I definitely have some, you know, mixed thoughts on it. I told you guys on Snapchat the other day, my earring's falling out. I told you guys on Snapchat the other day though that I was thinking about doing, you know, like a full in-depth review, because I do feel like it's a good foundation, but it does have some like cons too. So let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in seeing like a full video on this foundation. But I wanted to give it an honorable mention because I have been wearing it recently and I do really like it, but only with the combination that I've been doing. So let me know again if you guys want to see a full video on that foundation. And I have two more face products this month. The first one is this Milani Retouch Plus Erase Light Lifting Concealer. I mentioned this in my drugstore haul. I am like completely obsessed with this stuff. Not so much for the coverage. It does give me like a nice medium coverage. I am wearing it today under my eyes, but it brightens so well. And I told you guys in that video that I had actually heard nothing about this, and I still never heard anything about it. I just tested it out, and I have to say I actually really like it. It says that it's a light lifting concealer, which I'm not really for sure what that means like technology wise, but I just know that it like really brightens under my eyes because it is more of like a yellow concealer, which I normally don't go for. I usually go for like more of like a salmon or a pink under my eye, but for some reason this really works under my eye. And I've especially been loving it for like the days that I don't have like full glam makeup on, like more of like my natural makeup days. It just really brightens everything on my face. I've also been using this under my eyeshadow kind of as my base every day, and I just really like it, especially like right here in the hollows of my eyes. It always gets really dark in there. So I've just been really impressed with this. The shade that I have is 02. I can't really speak for the other shades just because this is the only one I've tried, and I like it because it's so brightening. And then the last face product that I wanted to mention is from Laura Geller. This is the Easy Illuminating Stick. This is in the shade Gilded Honey. I'm sure you guys have heard about Gilded Honey in the pressed powder version. Well, I picked this one up just because I thought it would be really great for like more natural makeup when I really want it to be skin focused. and I absolutely love it. I wanted to try out this one because first of all, I've never seen it at like Sephora or Ulta. I've just seen the, you know, the pressed powder version, and I've never heard anyone talk about this either. So I thought I would just pick it up and test it out, and I have to say I absolutely love it. It's not glittery, it's not shimmery, it's just like a beautiful, like healthy glow on the skin. I just swatched it right there. Hopefully you guys can see. But I love it for like no makeup days when I want my skin to just look really fresh and, you know, give it a little dimension. So I like to use this alone, but I also like to apply like a powder highlighter over top of it, and it really intensifies the powder highlight. And it's like the perfect color if you have like light to medium skin tone like I do. It's just a really great illuminating product for just that really natural, like healthy looking glow. All right, so that's it for face products this month. I have been testing out so many different foundations. If you haven't seen my foundation videos, I will link them down below, but I've been reviewing a new foundation every week this month. So definitely check that out if you're interested in some foundations. So far, the ones that I've tried have been pretty good. So go check that out if you're in the market. All right, guys, I'm so sorry. The video is literally taking me so long to film, you guys, because my camera keeps shutting down. I don't know what's wrong with it. I really need to invest in a new camera soon, but I'm gonna try to make it through. It just keeps shutting off. I'm sorry if I'm blurry because every time I autocorrect, it shuts off. So anyways, so back to makeup. I wanted to mention this as well because I almost forgot to. I've seriously been using this every day. So this is the Wet n Wild contouring palette or contour palette. And I've been using this shade right here, which is obviously the contour shade, to contour, and it works so well. It has a really beautiful yellow undertone to it, which is a little bit different than most contouring products, but it works really well with my skin tone. Under $5, but it's like really good. It is a little powdery, so you just have to, you know, tap your brush off, but once you apply it to your face, it goes on super smooth. So I've definitely been impressed with this over the last few weeks. All right, so now let's move on to the fun part, which is lips. I have quite a few lip products to share with you guys this month. I'll start with some drugstore stuff and then move into a little bit more higher end. So the first one is this Milani liquid lipstick, and this is the Amore Matte Lip Creme. So I guess it's not called like a liquid lipstick, it's a lip creme or a cream. But this is in the shade number 13 Craze, and it is so beautiful. I just wore this in 2 videos that I filmed, so you should have already seen them or you're going to see them like within the next week. It's a beautiful, like vibrant red with a slight orange undertone and a slight pink undertone. It's not like full on orange, and it's not like full on like fuchsia pink. It's like this really beautiful combination, which I think is like perfect for spring or summer if you want that pop of color on the lips. I think this pairs really beautifully like with a bronzy eye, which is what I wore in that video. So you guys probably have already seen that look or are gonna see it, but my lighting was so messed up in that video, by the way. Hopefully you guys can see the true color, but it really is like super beautiful, and I think I'll get a lot of use out of it. It was definitely out of my comfort zone to pick this up, but I'm so happy that I did because I think it's like the perfect like pop of color. So definitely check this one out if you don't want to be like bam, but you want to be a little bit, you know. Next up is a lip gloss by the Balm, and this is like a beautiful, just natural brown undertone lip gloss. I think it just looks good on the daily. Like I just throw this in my purse and can reapply it during the day and not have to think about it. It's just like super pretty. I also think this is a great spring summer shade because it just adds a little bit of color to the lips. It gives them some gloss. It's a very comfortable formulation, and it just looks good with any eye look that you're gonna do too. So definitely have been loving this. I've been wearing this every day at like some point throughout the day because I'll just grab it and reapply over whatever I have on, and it just looks really pretty. So definitely a favorite. Next up is a lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Kim KW. I had been wanting this for the longest time and then finally got it, and it's honestly just the perfect shade of nude. It has a little bit of pink in it, a little bit of peach in it, and a little tiny bit of brown. It's just so perfect. It is what I'm wearing today, and it's just my kind of nude, you guys. I just absolutely love it. I also really like the formulation of it. When I first applied it for the very first time, I wasn't for sure how well I love the formula. It was a little hard, a little stiff, but once you break through that first layer, it goes on like a dream. And it's really creamy and luscious and very pretty. So I have been loving that. I easily see this becoming like my go-to nude. So that says a lot. I really like it. And then this next one is by Marc. I used this in my navy tutorial that I just did, and I love it. I will say it's probably not gonna be for everyone. It does have a strong peach undertone to it. And if you're any darker than me, it could be very nude on you, like almost concealer lips, which I don't hate. I know that most people hate that look, but I don't mind a good like really nude lip, especially if I'm going to be doing like a really dark smoky eye. I don't know, I just like that like no lip look, but That's just my opinion, but I really do feel like it's a beautiful shade. But I also feel like this is one of those shades that would look really great if you put down a lip liner first, like a darker lip liner, and then just pop this in the center. It just does something for the lips. I can't explain it. Again, it's just like one of those really perfect nudes that pulls a little bit more of a strong, like peachy undertone to it, which is personally one of my favorites to wear with my skin tone. So I've been really liking this. I also really like the formulation of it. It does dry to a full matte, but it does give some moisture on the lips. Like it locks in the moisture. Your lips don't feel like slippery or anything like that. Like it's definitely a matte formulation. It's kind of a weird formulation to explain, but I have to say I have been loving it. It is just so beautiful. It's my kind of nude. If you're a nude girl, I think that you would really, really like this. And then the only other thing that I wanted to mention is this sponge. This is by EcoTools. I also showed this in my drugstore haul, but I have not been using this like for the normal like beauty sponge, what you would use a beauty sponge for. I've actually been using this to contour my nose. So I've been using the contour shade that's in this little Wet n Wild palette, and I just like dab it directly in on the tippy tip top of that, and then I'll just go in and stamp it, and then go back in with a blending brush and blend it in, and it literally contours my nose so perfectly. I don't have to worry about like getting an uneven line with a brush. It just like stamps it on to perfection. So that's actually what I've been using this little sponge for. I haven't even tried this one out for like concealer or foundation or anything like that. I've honestly just been using the tip of it to contour my nose, and it works really well. So I just wanted to mention that because I mean, it works really, really good, you guys. But I think that that does it for my favorites this month. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry if it was kind of choppy. It took me so long to film this because my camera is like, I don't know what it's doing. But I managed to make it through, thank God. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you again so much for taking the time to watch. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please be sure to subscribe before you leave so that you don't miss out on my future videos. Again, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.